Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Cheryl Reardon, and I'm the Chief HR Officer here at the University of Iowa. I'm joined by my colleague, Joni Traster, who is here. We are here today to provide you some information about the return to campus for our employees. And many of you may have read the Steps Forward document that was published out on campus about a month ago. And what we'll go through today is information in that plan to return to campus. You know, as we think about this, we also know that on Tuesday, the Iowa City School District announced that they would be going online. And I know that may be top of mind for many of our employees. Joni will provide a little bit more information about that as we get through the support for employees. But we want you to know that we immediately yesterday appointed a team that's going to start to look at this. What type of support do we need to do from university HR? And what type of resources can we provide as our faculty, staff, and students manage this new situation. So just wanted to share that with you to make sure that you know that we are on that. And again, recognizing that could be causing some stress as you try to navigate through both your return to campus as well as managing the K-12 change if you're in the Iowa City School District. What I want to talk a little bit today about is our responsibility as a Hawkeye community. And there's some mutual respect that we're going to ask you as members of our community. As faculty and staff, our responsibility to help deliver that world-class education is top of mind for all of us. And it's our responsibility to make sure that our campus community, our Hawkeye community, and we're mutually respectful to one another and kind to one another. That will be really important as we come back to campus and respect one another with regards to ensuring lower risk for the spread of COVID-19. With that, I'm going to go ahead and start to go through the presentation, and Ben will help advance the slides here for us today. And I'd like to start off and talk about the Steps Forward document itself. And again, many of you may have read this out on the website. This was published about a month ago, and it provides the framework for us to return to campus. A couple important things to note. The return to campus document and the Steps Forward document are really a partnership and collaboration with the Critical Incident Management Team, or CIMT, and our campus leaders, deans and VPs. One of the cornerstones of that return to campus document, Steps Forward document, is the guiding principles. And you'll see the first principle, placing people first as our university, and we're only as strong as our faculty, staff, and students. I think we all know that we are in the business of education, and it's really important that we keep our employees first as we work through this return to campus for a smooth and effective opening of the fall semester. Also important that we deliver on our core mission and that we deliver that world-class education that our students have come to expect. CIMT, just to give you a little sense, and if you've tuned in some of the other open forums and virtual town halls, you know a little bit about the structure, but I want to pause here and just give you a little bit more information about that. CIMT is a group of university leaders that were appointed by President Harold to serve in an incident command system structure. For those of you that aren't familiar with that, the incident command structure is a component of NIMS, which is a National Incident Management System, and is recognized as a best practice both inside and outside of academia to manage emergencies. The team has been meeting for several months as COVID became emergent back in the early spring, late winter, early spring, and has been really a coordinating body working with the Emergency Operations Center to manage the crisis in the most effective and collaborative way. There are sections that include planning, operations, logistics, finance and administration, incident commanders, communications, and health safety officers. And again, just to underscore and to stress that collaborative and guiding group that really has helped get us to this point with regards to that Step Forward document and managing the crisis in a coordinated way with our local and state partners. If you go into that document, you will see the 4 components of the HR return to campus. And I'll go through the first 2, and then we'll turn the conversation over to Joni for support for employees and training. But the policies and procedures, as you might expect, we've had to create several new policies and procedures in response to COVID-19. And we'll go through some of those that will be important to you to know as we return to campus. Talk a little about the organizational plans in our work with deans and VPs. The important bullet is probably 4, making sure that we are supporting you and providing you resources as our employees so that you can make a smooth and effective transition back to campus. And then finally, training to make sure that everybody on our campus is trained as we embark on the new semester come August 24th. The employee acknowledgement is something that may be top of mind for you and something that you maybe have already seen. It is on the front page of the self-service website, and you'll see with a red arrow where that is. It's in the banner above my links and my self-service. And what the employee acknowledgement will do is we're going to ask each of our employees to go in and read through this and then click the acknowledgement that you agree with the terms of the acknowledgement. And the acknowledgement is broken into 2 different areas. And those areas include health and safety practices and illness and exposure protocol. So you might expect we want to make sure we cover protective equipment, the expectations with regards to social distancing, and our expectations with regards to hand washing. On the illness and exposure side, we'll want you to know as our employees what we want you to do if you are symptomatic, if you test positive or you've been in contact with somebody who's tested positive, and then of course exposure, and what we will do, what we'll want you to do with regards to communicating with us so that we can keep this organized from a university perspective and ensure that our campus remains safe and effective as we come back for fall semester. Face coverings must be worn when you're working on campus, and many of you probably picked up your face coverings, but the expectation is that everyone entering a university building will be expected to follow CDC guidelines, and this is really to make sure that we can reduce the spread of COVID-19. It's important to know the definition of face coverings for the university will be either cloth coverings, disposable or cloth masks, or face shields. And the expectation will be that you would wear a face covering while you're on campus, unless you're alone in a private office. And as I came into campus today, as I'm working from my office here this morning, I had my face covering on until I got into my office and then have it sitting next to me here. So that would be the expectation, and that'll be the kind of new normal as folks return back. We will be providing you with protective equipment as you come back. So you will have kind of a welcome packet with a cloth mask, disposable mask, and a face shield. There'll also be some hand sanitizer in that welcome packet. With that, if you need any additional supplies or you need to grab one of those packets yourself, you would do that through self-service representatives or your HR representative, whatever's easier. But wanted to make sure that you know that we do have protective equipment that we've purchased both for our employees as well as for our students. Some of you may have seen this on social media, which is hashtag #MaskUpIowa. So some pictures of some students that have posted photos back at the early part of July. What we really want to let you know here is that the expectation is that we all wear our face coverings. The same expectations that we have for employees are similar to what we have for our students, and we'll expect our students to cover up with us those face coverings. The marketing campaign helps us spread the message in a positive way, and it also helps reinforce, and just to let you know that we've been working both with entities on our campus as well as our local communities. So Iowa City and Coralville to make sure we have a comprehensive effort here with regards to the Mask Up Iowa, knowing that the University of Iowa is so interconnected with our local communities and the importance that we have a holistic approach with regards to face coverings. So in that acknowledgement, you will also see what are our expectations with regards to new symptoms or a positive test. And at the cornerstone here is that we want you to communicate with us, and that would be through your local HR representative. That will help make sure that we know how you're doing, excuse me, and also just monitor at the local level if we have a significant number of employees that may have new symptoms. So again, at the cornerstone, working with your HR representative. If you're identified as a person that's been in contact with somebody who's been diagnosed or tested positive, the expectation is that you'll follow public health recommendations for testing and self-isolation. And then of course, if you test positive, the self-isolation and any contact tracing that may be required. Contact tracing may be a question that many of you may have. And what I want to make sure that you know here is that we would coordinate any contact tracing with Johnson County Public Health. Johnson County Public Health is the legal authority in our county, Johnson County, to manage contact tracing, and know that we're in partnership and collaboration with them if this needs to occur with employees at the University of Iowa. Another topic that may be of interest is individuals that feel like they're at an increased risk for severe illness based on the COVID-19. And what we'll have here is our population for vulnerabilities will be defined by CDC, and we will link directly to that. CDC updates the definition. We'll make sure we have the most up-to-date information for you as our employees. We will work with each member of our employees, so faculty, staff, and students, to develop temporary alternative work arrangements for individuals. And I've listed here some examples of what those might include. So from working from home, working remotely, or virtual teaching, flexible scheduling, modifying the physical layout are just some examples of what we can do with regards to a temporary alternative work arrangement. Some of you may have questions about the process, which is the next slide. And the process really that we'll want you to start and really request starting this as soon as possible is either you can go into our website in University HR, very easy to find if you go to the University HR homepage. Within our faculty, staff, disability services office will be the office that will manage this. And what we'll want you to do is go in and fill out the electronic request form, which is an intake form. And we'll also want you to provide us some medical documentation. And note, we'll be reasonable with regards to the medical documentation that's needed. That will be then submitted to University HR, who will confirm eligibility. So our members of the faculty, staff, disability services will manage that and then work with your local HR, your collegiate leadership, and yourself to work through what might be some options for alternative work arrangements. So that's the process, and encourage you really, particularly if you're an employee who is planning to teach in the fall, we'll want to have this information as soon as possible. So that intake form is out there. If you can get it to us as early as tomorrow, it's been up and running, or as soon as possible. And then that will give us plenty of time to work through with you individually in a deliberative way, so it's not rushed, and be able to provide the best options available as our employees. If you remember back to the early part of this presentation, I talked about 4 components of the return to work. The second component is the organizational return to campus. And this is where we are working. Members of CIMT are working directly with deans and VPs. And I have to say, I've been really impressed with the planning and the thoughtfulness at the collegiate and VP level, as deans and VPs have been working with their coordination team to plan for a smooth fall transition. And so as we've been working in partnership with them with that framework of steps forward, we also recognize that deans and VPs and colleges and units have very unique needs. And our ability to provide a framework and answer questions and help guide from a central perspective, but then empowering our deans and VPs to make those local decisions to ensure that the unique needs are met as folks return back for fall semester. You can see our goals here: transitioning back to a modified in-person work environment, and then of course preparing for on-campus teaching and learning for fall. It's also important, we asked our deans and VPs to just estimate using 3 different intervals of employees who might be on campus or who might be working in kind of a hybrid mode, so part on campus or part off. And the 30-day interval was really the month of June, which was part of our pilot programs for research and athletics. We're within the 60-day interval now, getting close here towards the end of the month. And again, trying to anticipate who's on campus now. More importantly, the 120 days, who's on campus as we start to return back the first few weeks of August. And the purpose of this is really to make sure that we can anticipate and plan from a central perspective as we reopen the buildings. We all know that we had to flip very quickly back in March and did an outstanding job as a community working together and collaborating with one another. But it takes a little bit longer to reopen. And so we're trying to be very deliberate with that, and understanding who is on campus helps us make really good decisions on what buildings are our first priority to ensure that smooth transition back. And again, deans and VPs appointing that collaborative team to work with us. With that, I'm going to turn the conversation over to Joni Traister, again, Deputy Chief HR Officer, to go through the next few sections.
Thank you, Cheryl. As Cheryl stated in the beginning, there's really a 4-part plan. And so support for employees is our 3rd component. And I would say that support for mental health and well-being has been at the forefront of the pandemic response. Barry Schreier, the Director of University Counseling Service, and Maggie Moore, our Director of the Employee Assistance Program, co-chair a critical incident management subcommittee with focus on mental health resources and mental health well-being for faculty and staff. One result of their work is a comprehensive resource online outlining campus resources for faculty, staff, students, visitors, and the community. It's at mentalhealth.uiowa.edu. 2 upcoming forums are planned for faculty and staff, one on caring for your students and those you supervise, and a second on caring for self. Information on registering is at the University Counseling Services website. We also offer a number of ongoing workshops provided by our campus well-being experts. These are in the areas of resilience, coping, and stress management. And finally, our employee assistance program is available to all faculty, staff, and their families. If you are in need of assistance, please contact the program at eaphelp@uiowa.edu. As Cheryl mentioned in the beginning, on Tuesday evening late, the Iowa City School Board voted in support of K-12 school opening this fall with online learning only. Please know we're actively engaged in discussion and planning with campus leaders for assistance and support for childcare, as well as the use of remote work and available leaves for working families as the fall semester approaches. More information will be available next week as we look to provide updated resources and also potentially survey our campus community on what might be most helpful. That said, we do have additional support online based on feedback from faculty and staff. You can check out the online ergonomic toolkit that provides best practice on setting up your home work environment. And for those families that are in need of assistance with childcare currently, there's information on just-in-time resources, as well as summer programs for school-age children. In March, a majority of us began working remotely. And in April, University Human Resources conducted a survey to begin to understand the impact of remote work and also to identify areas where we might better support our faculty and staff. Approximately 3,800 individuals completed the survey, and overall results lean very positive, and with a slight majority indicating improved performance for themselves as well as improved unit service. That said, we know there's a lot more work to be done and some additional support we can provide for those of you working remotely. Next slide. As a result of that, we've put together an online resource that outlines a number of remote working or hybrid work type environment and work tips, establishing a dedicated space, committing to connect with your team and your supervisor with ongoing communication opportunities, establishing a routine, and overall just planning for the remote work are all identified as helpful. The fourth component in our return to work plan is training. We understand that it's important to have a coordinated approach to our training with an emphasis on the use of our subject matter experts on campus, so we have consistent messaging for the multiple audiences that we need to reach. Teresa Culper in University Human Resources chairs the advisory committee of campus experts in developing and implementing these 4 training modules. Training will consist of an employee module that's slated to be open later this month, a student module, which will be ready for use in early August, a parent-family module, which again will be ready in early August, and then a module for supervisors, which will be available in mid-August. The employee module will be required of all employees, even those not returning to work on campus for the fall semester. The content will cover some basic COVID-19 information that all employees should be aware of, expectations, protective equipment expectations and guidelines, social distancing, and that of cleaning and disinfecting when you're in the work environment. It will be an online ICON course and available to all. Assessments will be required when completed. The supervisory training that will be available in mid-August is really focused on administrative supervisors. First and foremost, what to do if an employee is sick or tests positive, and then also how to continue to supervise in the remote or hybrid work environment, focused on engagement strategies, building relationships, communication, and the fair and equitable treatment across all employees. Again, the course will be delivered via ICON with an assessment at the end. Within Human Resources, we've received a number of questions. What we tried to do is put together some of the most common ones and reiterate some of the opportunities to find out and seek out additional resources in these areas. So in terms of needing assistance with childcare resources, we do have campus information online as identified earlier in the presentation. And as we continue to look at the fall semester and the K through 12 school system opening remotely, we'll continue to update those resources and communicate with campus. Strategies and new programs for mental health and well-being, please find those at the mentalhealth.uiowa.edu website. Campus forums later this month for faculty and staff provide new learning opportunities. And again, the Employee Assistance Program is available for those faculty and staff and their families seeking additional assistance. For those of you that have been working remotely for several months and want to continue this arrangement, first talk with your supervisor. You need to better understand what the return to work plans are for your department, and then see how a remote work arrangement may align with those departmental plans. Once those conversations have been completed, you want to make sure that you document the remote work arrangement using the forms that can be found on our FlexWork website within University Human Resources. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Cheryl to finish out the last few questions as well as wrap up the forum.
All right, thank you, Joni. So some of you may have questions, and you can see it here, concerned about coming back to work because I have a family member with a health condition. If you remember back to that slide that I presented on alternative work arrangements, CDC has recognized individuals who live in your home and who have a vulnerable health condition. We will manage that in the very same way that we're managing any employee concern. So I would encourage you to go ahead and start that intake process and then work with the Faculty Staff Disability Services, Nathan Stuckey and his team to go ahead and manage that with your organizational leadership. This has been a question that we've also had has been a frequently asked question with regards to coworkers who aren't following the guidelines for distancing or face coverings. And, as I noted early on, University HR has been heavily involved with creating new policies and procedures. And we have created new guidelines for supervisors as they manage and coach at the local level. If there are repeated violations, we'll ask that you work with your human resources representative in addition to our employee and labor relations team led by Todd Rent. And we'll work with the situation and of course hold employees accountable if there's egregious violations. So we do have protocols, and we'll, again, through that supervisor training, we'll help to coach and make sure that folks have tools available to help them manage this particular situation. Kind of in conclusion, I first want to thank you for spending a little bit of your Thursday morning with Joni and I here. It is, as we think about the smooth return to campus, it's really important that we do the acknowledgement, make sure that you read through that, take the training, and reach out to us if you need any support or guidance with any and all questions. And that's to Joni or I directly, or to members of the university HR team or your local HR representative. I also want to just thank the university HR team and our HR community. There has been a significant amount of work, as you might expect, over the last 4 or 5 months. And the team has come together in the way that we do here at Iowa is to collaborate and partner in the very best way, and come up with a wonderful return to work plan here. And just again, thank you to all of you that have put the extra time in and the effort to make sure that we have a smooth transition back to campus. I also want to thank each of you that are on here, the forum today, and all of our employees. Again, we needed to flip very quickly back in March, and we did an outstanding job from a campus perspective, collaborating, working together, and in partnership to make sure that was the smoothest it could be in a very short timeline. And the same will be very important as we think through the return back to campus come fall 2020. For us to work together for that smooth transition, we're going to need to work in partnership. We're going to need to have mutual respect for one another and really respect one another and be kind to one another. It will also be important that we work with our campus leadership and those deans and VPs and your local HR representative. We know the University of Iowa, we've come to expect outstanding and world-class excellence, both the academic side and the research side and the patient care side, and would expect that with our employees, and our students will expect that as they come and either start their career at the University of Iowa or they'll continue on with their career. And again, we are here to help and support, so please reach out if you need anything. And with that, I want to again thank you for your partnership here today and listening to the return to campus work, and wish you the very best as you plan for the return to campus. Thank you.